Welcome back. My World 67. This is G-Man. Today, I had, on last we had spoke and I videoed. Uh, I had just completed that 898 and I brought it back and showed it to you. And I had started this American Flyer 1938-39, number 401. 401. And if you remember, it was in pretty bad shape. I needed total restoration, basically. The only thing really good on it was the side rails, all of the brass. The body itself was not too bad. It was near perfect. The wheels were good. And the motor was pretty much shot. I had to put brushes in it and clean the armature and just go all the way through it and clean it up really good. Tune it up, clean all the wheels. Had to rebuild a couple of wheels. And now it runs perfectly. I believe in the last video I showed you how to clean up this brass. And I was waiting on parts, and that's what's taking me so long to get back with this next video. But I about have all the parts now. I'm still waiting for a rear truck. And actually, I have 3 or 4 trucks, and they're just not for this particular vintage. But if I can't get a truck, I will use one of them. Also, I was waiting on a tender, and I got my tender. It just came in, the American Flyer tender. And this is the 3/16 wheel, which means that I'm going to have to bend this drawbar a little bit to get it to fit correctly behind this engine. No big deal. The one for this particular engine had the large wheels on it and not the small 3/16 scale wheels. Also, this year tenders were link coupler, and the older tenders were either the early knuckle, which was 10, and I'll show you that in a minute, or a slot. They did have one other coupler that they used also, but that wasn't on this particular engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take this tender, I'm going to clean it up some more, probably repaint it. It's got a bunch of scratches on it. I might just touch it up, as I did with this engine. This engine has not been repainted. I just cleaned it up real good and touched it up, and then shot the clear over it. And that clear finish works as a shield, and it protects the rest of the old paint. Also on this engine, just going back to that for a minute, I just thought about it, was this headlight was not working. It was not wired, and so I had to put another headlight in there. And what I've got is a piece of brass tubing, and I'm going to take a piece of brass tubing and make another headlight rim for it. Or I'm going to use a piece of plastic and make a plastic rim. But I like the brass tubing better, and that's probably what I'll do, is use that brass tubing. Back to the tender, I'm going to change this link coupler. I'm either going to fix it so that I can just turn the link coupler in under like that and have a slot tab. out here, or I'm going to put a knuckle coupler on it. And the reason for that is because that knuckle coupler, or that tab and slot, will hook up to just about anything. I'll be able to pull marks with it when I want to run marks cars. I'll be able to pull Lionel whenever I want to run Lionel, K-line cars, Williams cars. Just about every other car in the market today uses that similar coupler. It's become pretty universal. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I was talking earlier about these cars. And these cars, I'm pretty sure I did them on the last video. I showed them to you. Were really rough. They were bent up, just really rough. I broke them all down, repainted them, and cleaned up the chrome on them. I needed journals on a couple of journals, on one journal on each car. And I got finally bought another old car. I thought I had one, but the one I had did not have journals. So I had to wait till I got that other car in, and got it for $3.50 on eBay, as a matter of fact. No roof, bent up, dirty, but I got the journals that I needed, and I got these little extra goodies here. The doors, window trim, and extra wheels. And so it was more than worth $3.50 because the American Flyer pre-war parts are very hard to come by. And you have to most of the time, buy a whole nother car in order just to get the parts that you need. And pre-war is a little bit pricey. So I was glad to do that. Now, I was talking about the knuckle couplers. This is the early knuckle coupler for American Flyer. This is original equipment. And by the way, if you go on eBay right now, unless it's sold in the last 12 hours, you can see this same set. I'm missing one car, which is the tail car, and I'll have a complete set. This car was missing one of these. I replaced it, and just to show you, and they really turned out nice. Really nice cars. Now on this one, I'm still missing this plate that goes around the window frame. But for the lack of having tin or the right brass or the right equipment to cut that out of the brass with, I made one out of plastic. It's a little rough, but it covers the window and does the window treatment, and it works for me for now until I can get one, and then I'll replace it with the original equipment. One of these cars needed a roof, and again, I took a roof off of an old car that I had that I was going to junk out, and replaced the roof. And I'll give you an update on this train, this little project, as I complete it. Like I say, we're nearing completion. Just need to redo the tender. I need a couple of things on the engine itself. And eventually I'll add that tail end car to it. and we'll have a wonderfully nice old pre-war American flyer set. I've never had a pre-war complete set. Had a lot of pieces of pre-war over the years. Most of it junk, just like this was junk. But I've never had a complete set. So I'm building a complete set, and it's going to be accurate. I'm trying, like I say, to keep it all original American flyer equipment, but I may not. I may have to replace a few pieces, like the knuckle coupler in the rear truck, with one from another locomotive or another car that's not American Flyer. Okay, just wanted to do a quick video, document it, and y'all have a blessed day. You have any questions, please feel free to contact me at gman1924@hotmail.com. All right, God bless.